Hello and welcome to Steel World channel. Today we have with us Mr. Karan Pahuja. Mr. Pahuja has been working with Steel Authority of India in various capacities. He retired as Executive Director. Then he joined ISDA. ISDA is Indian Stainless Steel Development Association. He has been president of ISDA and working tirelessly to see that the stainless steel industry in particular grows in this country. Welcome, Mr. Pahuja, to our show.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And the first question, sir, I would like to ask you is, what is the present situation in steel industry, especially in stainless steel industry, sir? Uh,
Well, as you know, the entire industry was under shutdown during the lockdown period, and the MHA permissions for resumption of operations came sometimes in the second week of May. So after that, the our industry has been interacting with the local authorities to start the operations, and that is how we are. And but as you know, stainless steel industry is a very diversified set of industry. We have large plants and we have MSME sectors, re-rollers, and also downstream industries. So each one has its own set of issues. The present situation is that the large stainless steel manufacturers have already started operations and melting has started there, but the level of operations is low. As far as the other section of the industries are concerned, they are also in the process of starting, but the downstream industry particularly is not able to resume fully because of the poor order or poor market visibility. So that is the situation at the present. But I think things are now started to look up.
okay, okay. Sir, can I ask you what capacity utilization is there in the primary sector of stainless steel?
Capacity utilization is very low right now because it is kind of intermittent operations
Hmm.
going on, and stabilization of the facilities, integration of the different segments of the plant. So it's really not possible to give a capacity utilization, but the level of operations is pretty low at the moment.
Okay, sir. Is one of the reasons is non-availability of workers?
Yes, that is also an issue in certain places because it seems the second wave of migration has started with the resumption of the train services. So there are two factors. One is the hesitant of the workforce in terms of their concern for safety and health issues, and secondly, the availability itself, because there is some kind of a psychological pressure on the workforce to leave and go home. And as such, the summers are a difficult time for the steel industry, where
Hmm.
as such the workforce attendance is normally low.
Okay, okay. So now, sir, our lockdown is till 31st of May. Hopefully, it will be, partially lifted, or maybe in some areas it will be slightly loosened up. So, how do you expect the stainless steel industry to respond to this? How you think that the stainless steel industry should try to come back on the track?
See, we have so many challenges on the way which we have to face, uh, because this is one of a kind experience which nobody has experienced before. So after the lifting of the lockdown, I think and we are able to assure the workforce, we have to work out the protocols of safety, health, and hygiene which are already been done actually, to see that we comply with all the government guidelines and also instill the confidence in the workforce. That's number one. And second most important is that we fully restore the supply chains, for which also action is underway. But as you try to ramp up the production, the glitches always appear here and there, which are being sorted out. So that's the number two challenge. Number three is, I think, the demand revival, because the demand has totally collapsed. Here, I would like to put the problem in two perspective as far as stainless steel industry is concerned. That is the retail demand as well as the institutional demand. Now, as far as retail demand is concerned, we know that retail markets are also gradually opening up, and but the footfall is still low, and we have to bring the customers to buy. So this process will take its own time. And as far as the institutional demand is concerned, I think we expect some kind of a demand stimulus from the government, whereby they increase the infrastructure spending and create the demand for steel products. But in the meanwhile, I think our industry is working with OEMs and with the ongoing projects to service whatever orders were there in the pipeline.
Okay, okay. See, as I see it, sir, one of the hurdles in front of stainless steel industry, especially, is that the demand is very diversified. You know, you cater to so many different types of the industries, so it becomes very difficult to restore the demand in every sector.
That's why I said that
Yeah.
I just divide it into two parts, but you can even subdivide it into more parts.
Yes, yes.
But I think the broad categorization is retail as well as institutional. And retail demand is, that 50% or so our production goes into the, kitchenware and appliances and so on. So that
Yeah.
is the demand which will come up in due course. And institutional demand will, of course, depends on the government spending on infrastructure and other areas.
Of course, sir. Sir, my next question would be what does the industry need from the government? You mentioned earlier in small way, but can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. See, government has already announced certain measures. There is a 20 lakh crore, the stimulus announced. Then the RBI has also announced certain measures to improve liquidity. These are very welcome steps and will always help us. But I would divide them into two parts. One is the immediate relief that the industry wants, and secondly, the long-term policy measures. So many things in the stimulus package announced are related to long-term policy measures, which will be industry friendly over a period of time. But what we need now is more immediate relief, particularly for the MSME sector. The liquidity issues have been addressed, but there are certain other actions which the government can take. I'll just try to list few of them. First of all is that the all dues to MSME sector, either from the government departments or PSUs, should be released immediately. I think this issue is already being debated, and I hope it will be addressed very soon. Secondly, because the demand visibility should improve, because we find that a certain section of the industry is reluctant to even avail of those credits till they have a visibility of demand and they want to ramp up the production. So demand visibility is very important, and there in that context, the government spending on the demand side has to be addressed, because most of the measures so far address the supply side. And lastly, our industry is it's easy target for high level of imports, not only for the primary stainless steel product but also for the end products. So as we increase the production or the demand picks up, this demand benefit should come to our domestic industry and not taken over by the imported materials. So here also the government policy action is required. And of course, the government has to take action to make sure that the competitiveness of industry improves in the long run, and we are able to face the import competition much better. For example, the imported raw material should not attract any duty, and so on, which will go a long way, in reviving the industry.
Sir, are you suggesting in any way that the imports of stainless steel should be banned? Finished
No, no,
steel.
I'm not. I'm not saying that. As I said, we have to improve our competitiveness. We have to improve our level playing field. For example, I gave the example of, for example, imported raw materials like ferronickel or scrap, etc., which are available outside the country at zero duty. We have to pay certain 2.5% duty or something like that. So these kind of aberrations which erode our competitiveness should be rectified so that we are in a better position to face the competition. But yes, if there is a unfair trade practices, the government has a role to play, which they should do.
Yeah, sir, as I understand, India 100% import nickels. right?
Absolutely, because the nickel resources are not available in the country.
Absolutely. We don't have any nickel resource in the country. So you are suggesting that nickel import should attract zero duty.
Right. Absolutely right.
And at the same time, the finished stainless steel should attract some sort of duty so that the domestic industry will get some
Ye-
benefit.
Yes. At least, for example, basic custom duty on stainless steel is 7.5%, but
Mhm.
on carbon steel it is 12.5%. So
Oh,
at least it should be at the same level.
okay, okay. Sir, my last question, how much time would you think industry will require to come back on the track?
That's a difficult one because we have still very unknown factors. We do not know how the virus will manifest itself, how far we are away from a cure or a vaccine or the normalcy in working. But I am optimistic about our market revival, considering our robust consumption level and our demographics. I hope that this will be revived sooner than later, and we will be on the right track. But it's very difficult to predict, when the recovery and how the recovery will take place, whether it will be a V-shaped recovery or a U-shaped recovery, uh, and therefore it is very difficult to set a time frame. All I can say is that some green shoots are already visible, and we hope that some definite trends will be available in next 2 to 3 months time, and second half of the year particularly will be satisfactory, and I think that is the time frame we should look at.
Thank you very much, sir. And it's very optimistic view that second half of 2020 you are saying will be
Yes,
better. So let's
I am an
absolutely
optimist.
one has to be. So let's hope it happens and industry comes back on the track. Thank you very much, sir, for speaking to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So this was Mr. KK Pahuja. He was very optimistic about the recovery of the stainless steel industry, and he suggests that as India doesn't produce nickel, nickel import should not attract any import duty, and some stainless steel, finished stainless steel imports should attract the same duty as that of carbon steel. Thank you very much.